going to spend the last 20 minutes just kind of debriefing what you experienced, what you learned. We don't necessarily need your action plans, but we do want to know what was some of the aha moments that you got during this, or what were some of the things that you heard that was said to somebody else but was really helpful to you. So, what did you take away from this time?
I need to learn how to do Japanese barbecue.
There you go.
It went deep in my soul.
Yes. Seriously, I think that was a huge takeaway. I was like, that's insightful right there. That was good.
Awesome.
Wait, because why?
Because why?
We don't know what the big impact point is.
I was told if you do Japanese barbecue, the men will come.
Oh, okay.
So it's like build it and they will come.
Okay.
The guys have to have something to do, and they're flipping the meat, so they have time to talk. And they usually come. It's a barbecue. Like you invite them to all kinds of things. They don't come. Barbecue, they come. And then, they will come. They really will.
Oh, it really was a takeaway.
Actually, I'll say too that Caleb said something similarly about reaching out to college students. That if you ask college students to hang out, they won't have time for you, especially if you're talking about Bible, that kind of stuff. But if you say, hey, let's play games, then they'll play games. So you play games with them and slip in a little bit of Bible, and then just over time that's actually he's got some really good partners and conversations from that. So anyway, it's maybe kind of similar as just maybe reaching them. You kind of have to adapt, and we talked a little bit about going where the men are available too. If you're looking for salary men, maybe you need to go to the bars at night when that's where they're headed in order to get them. That's their free time. But yeah, they just go and doing the things they like and going where they are.
Yeah.
Is a very basic but powerful tool.
Something that Bud said that really stuck with me. It's just a couple minutes ago actually, but saying make sure that we're clear on what is controllable and what is uncontrollable, and get past the uncontrollable and focus and stay faithful to what is controllable. So I can't control the reaction, but I'm going to be faithful to do what I can, and not burden myself either with the lack of response or whatever, because that's out of my control. But I'm going to be faithful to what is in my control. So that was a big takeaway.
Yeah, for me, I think one new action plan. Of course, I thought about it before, but the advice to take my Timothy with me, and when I go to a church to do some training, then they will see how I do it, and then they can start doing it. I haven't gone, I haven't really been officially invited to so many places to do T4D training, but I would like to step out now that I know I have more connections here. Yeah.
I think one of the things I've taken away, and based on some of the comments other people have made too, is just needing to be more proactive at asking people that we are working with specific questions. And one of the things that somebody else was asking, there's a person who is not baptized yet, and I don't remember who asked the question, but it was like, what is keeping her from getting baptized? And the answer was, well, I don't know. And I realized, I have this tendency too to you know, kind of project in my own mind, oh, this person won't want to do this because of this, this, or that, you know, but it's like, okay, step one is, you know, ask them, you know, rather than jumping to the conclusion that, oh, they might be afraid of what their family thinks or whatever, you know, it's like, you know, ask them, well, what is keeping you from getting baptized? Or, you know, what, you know, it might be they don't see the need from the Bible, so great, I can show them, or, you know, it might be that they're afraid of their family and we need to work on that, but, you know, I guess in not just, that's just one specific example, but in other things too, about, you know, seeing the people that we are working with trying to take the next step is, you know, I want to be more proactive at asking them what's holding you back from taking that step, so that I can really be an encouragement to them.
How about the process? Many of you have been through Iron on Iron before. I was just thinking, David, good job. a lot of mid-levels that we go to, they've never experienced it, so they're kind of like, what is this? But you guys, most of you in the room have experienced the Iron on Iron. So as far as the process today, how did it feel? What was different?
I think something that, well, one, I really liked that, I don't think it was done before with an Iron, and that was already from the very start implementing he led the first one with me, and then he's, okay, now you're going to lead the next one, and so it's like right away I'm training you to do it, but I'm here to help or kind of guide if it needs, but you're doing it, and right off the bat, and just, I like that, and I'm already thinking about not just with this, but in other areas too, of just saying, okay, I'll do the first one, you do the next one, and in that way, both right from the start modeling. So anyways, that was something that I really liked in that process, and it was a blessing for me to get involved in that. So.
Good. So Caleb, you got mauled.
Yes,
Maybe we should explain that.
Model, assist, watch, and walk.
Okay.
So model,
Actually, we whammed him.
whammed him. Okay. Watch as he assisted.
Model,
Yeah,
assist,
watch.
and watch. So yeah, he showed us what to do by modeling, and then he assisted. Next time, then he would just watch you do it and watch us push you out there. But you kind of, is there an acronym for RAM? R-A-M?
Wham.
WHAM. What is the acronym?
Yeah, you better go draw it up there.
I want to say real quick while he's coming up here, just a short encouragement about Bud
Is it vertical and stuff?
in the process of. Oh, he's up here. I'll save it.
No, go ahead.
Okay, I was just gonna say, so I just appreciated immediately after Caleb did that, Bud just said, hey, how did you think that went?
Mm-hmm.
And man, that was just really, just a simple question that, and Caleb just identified exactly kind of the positive, negatives, and just, anyway, just really cool conversation, but jumping right in there, getting feedback, I think it's important. Really good, immediate question.
Any other thoughts on the process of Iron on Iron?
You asked about this one specifically, and I just wanted to say it's great that we're all on mission with Jesus, and when we come together, we can feel like family, regardless of whether we feel super connected or like we know each other well. Even just to listen to encouragements that people gave each other with limited experience of them, just to be family and to see the unity of Christ.
Along those lines, I was going to say, because you asked, you know, why did it go so well this time, and you've had experience when it hasn't gone well, and I guess, you know, this is my first experience with IOI, but I mean, I really got the sense that everybody is here to help. You know, sometimes you go places and you get the feeling that people are looking for your weak point so they can plunge the knife in. You probably know what I'm talking about, you know, but I did not get that feeling this time. You know, I felt like everybody really is here because they don't want to just make themselves look better and show everybody else what a great Christian they are, but you know, it's like they really, like you said, you know, it's like we feel like we're all doing the same work together, fellow believers, and everybody wants to help out.
Yeah, yeah. And when you think about CPMs, church planning movements, humility has to be a key component in order for multiplication to take place. If what you're saying, Mike, is so true, it's our lower nature. We want to step on somebody else to elevate ourselves. Well, multiplication doesn't happen that way. You got to die to yourself and give the ministry away and pray like crazy. Everybody you help will be better than you. That's the stuff that CPMs are made out of. So, yeah, that's good. Good point. All right. One last thought before we talk about tomorrow.
I thought it was very helpful to have like 1 minute, 3 minute, 5 minutes, so you stay on track through this hour. And you know, 20-minute section with encouraging and so you know, because it's easy to kind of really drift off track and at the very end, oh, no time for action steps, and that's a danger.
And don't you run into that with the 3/3 process as well? If you don't keep track of the time, practice is gone, you know, and you say this quick little prayer and you're out the door, or you don't set goals. So this is really a skill that we're training people to do. You can either be so loose that you don't accomplish what you want, or you can be, you know, cracking the whip that people are like, I don't want to do that again, you know. So there's a fine balance that we're training the leader to master. How do you stay on task without being a task master? That's a very tricky skill, but we're training that. Right. Good. Well, is anybody here inflated? Your head is just like this. Is anybody here deflated? You just leave it here like Eeyore. It'll never work. Do you feel inspired, instructed, and encouraged? If you feel those three, then we've done a good job today. And what we want to do now is take some of this information. We've already been comparing notes. And what we want to do is formulate tomorrow based on what we heard yesterday. We had a plan, but I have a saying, semper gumby. Always flexible. Okay? So what we want to do is train based on the need. So we had a plan, but we're going to flex it a little bit. In the morning, what we're going to do is we're going to look at the scriptures and extract from Jesus' ministry and Paul's ministry how they did the 4 fields. How did they go? How did they gospel? How did they grow the disciples? How did they gather into church? How did they guide the next generation of leadership? And how did they abide as they did that? So we're going to have 4 different churches, all right? And those churches will be given these chapters that we're looking at up here. How many of you would benefit from knowing what church you're in and be able to read these chapters tonight? Or is your brain so on fire that I just need to rest? What would be most helpful to you?